Good evening, have. Oh, well, it's in my English. It's have a little bit retarded. A little bit. Good evening, guys. Good morning. Good afternoon. And how are you doing, Max?
Oh, I'm doing great. Welcome to new session of Coffee with Java. Oh, hello, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. So today we got an awesome guest today that will be able to get tips around open source contribution. So I'd like
Yes.
to bring to us in our stage. I will bring Elber Belmiro. Welcome.
Welcome,
Hi guys.
Helber. I am so happy if you enter this live with us. And my English is have a little bug. Like it's oh my gosh, little crash in my English.
No, but you have improved it a little bit. Don't worry, you are doing a great job. Once we gotta start to expose yourself, it's at the first step. So after that, we need to improve it day by day.
Yes, yes.
It's a step by step. I think so. Well, let us let's listen about Elber Bermuda. Please, Elber, introduce yourself to the people. I think that most of the people don't need to know you already, but please tell me.
Yeah, my name is Helber Belmiro. I'm from south of Brazil, Porto Alegre. Uh, I work as a software engineer at Red Hat. I've been working with open source since a year or 2 years before joining Red Hat, and since I joined Red Hat, I've been working full time as an open source contributor. And I work with Java since 2012, if I remember correctly. But with open source, I started 2020, I think. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, amazing! It's amazing. Actually, let me say hello to our audience. Marco,
Hello,
hello.
Marco.
Welcome to our session today. So, well, it's very interesting, Albert, because we know that you are working at Red Hat, and your Red Hat is a company that's focused on open source project. Most of beyond the contribution to open source, there are many products based on open source as well, and those sessions that we used to do on this in this series is about contribution, about open source, and the best company that we could focus on when we are talking about open source is Red Hat. So I'm very happy to having you here, and well, you already give us a amazing briefing about when we get started to contribute to open source, and we used to try to recommend to our audience that are interested to get started to contribute to open source. And what I'd like to asking you, if you do you how do you get started to contribute? You get start in a hard way, just typing coding and something like that, or you get start in the baby steps? How it's going those things with you? Let us know how those things work with you.
Yeah, I started the hard way,
Really?
the most hard way. Yeah, I wanted to start contributing to Quarkus. I learned Quarkus when it was released, and I at the time I was working in my previous job that was in a bank, and at this bank I was one of the engineers responsible for writing a framework that is used internally on this bank, and I wanted to contribute to some a framework that was used by by everyone, not uh, only inside of the company. So I I discovered Quarkus in the beginning. So it was not even 1.0. It was not even being released at the time. Then I didn't know how to contribute at the time. Uh, I didn't know how the things work, and then I accesses the Quarkus repository, and then I found the issues and started to look all those issues. Which one of these issues I can fix? So I start this. I don't know how to fix this one. I don't know how to fix this one. This other one I don't know how to fix, and it was very hard to find uh, some easy issue. Uh, and then I spent several days trying to, to find something to contribute
Oh, really?
to Quarkus. Uh, and then I found a label that some issues have, which is good first issue. And then, as the name says, this is good for those people that
I
want
start.
to contribute for the first time. And these ones are easier and simpler. And then I could find one that I could that I thought that I would be able to contribute. Uh, then I started studying the code and trying to figure out how to fix that. Uh, but it was it was too hard. I couldn't find a way. Uh, and
Oh,
then I left a message from the guy that opened the issue. I had the luck of this guy being one of the core contributors of Quarkus, and then he gave me the coordinates. Oh, I think you should look at this class and this class. And then I spent a couple of more days working on that, and finally I could make it work, submitted a PR, and then this guy reviewed and gave me feedback. Other guys of the Quarkus team also reviewed and gave me feedback. Some things I didn't understand why they are asking me to do those things, and then I learned, oh, why are you suggesting this? They teach me why of those suggestions. So I learned a lot in my very first contribution. And yeah,
oh,
that was the first one. It was the hard way because I didn't have anyone to tell me the baby steps or the short ways.
it's you are very brave journey, because I thought to myself, oh God, it's very hard to well, those that story explain a lot about your consistency, because if you want to contribute, you get to start, you trying to explore more how that thing works. And it was interesting that you got support from Quarkus maintainers as well. Am I right? They could help you when you try to contribute. And I thought to myself that it was a game changer for you, because you could understand more uh, what do you need to do in order to make those things work. And it's very interesting. I thought to myself that it could be hard to understand how those things work together, because when I look for a fix a specific issue, we always try to find out something that we know, as you said in the beginning of your discussion. But you are the special one that decide to work in a hard way in the first contribution.
It
But
was the only way I knew at the time.
Yeah, but today, but it's very interesting because you have been work hard to help the people in the community to get started to contribute, because I know that you got a specific repository in GitHub that are trying to help these people to get started to contribute with using good first issues, and it's very interesting. Let me say hello to the people on the chat. So looks like we got Glayton. Thanks for being here, and feel free to send questions to Helber, asking about open source contribution, or maybe asking how he could handle with open source day by day. It's very interesting to see that. But let me do another question to you, Albert. You
Oh,
mentioned
go,
Quarkus. Okay, go ahead.
go ahead, Max. After you question, you
Okay,
talk about Quarkus. I have one question. Is very very interesting to people and want to start the open
okay.
source.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned about Quarkus, and you mentioned about maybe another project. So what projects? Oh my God, projects that are you working on under hat? What project that you have been contributing day by day?
Yeah, mainly Cogito,
Oh,
and
Cogito.
one extension, the Quarkus API, Quarkus Open API Generator. This is an extension that was generated inside Cogito, and then
Oh,
this was born inside Cogito. We saw that we could take this off and expose to the community, and uh, as something separated from Cogito, and now the community is engaging and contributing using it's very nice extension. This extension is it generates REST client code from an Open API specification, from one Open API document. So you have a service that has an Open API document, and from this Open API document, this extension generates the REST client code. And this
oh,
was
very.
created inside Cogito.
Oh, great. Cogito, it's a kind of Kubernetes flavor. I don't know. It's a kind of feature that you install under Kubernetes. Am I right?
Uh, Kinda. It's actually a fork from JBPM.
Oh, great.
JBPM is a business
Oh,
automation
DPPM. Yeah, yeah.
tool. You create the BPMN2 diagrams, and then it creates Java code from that. But this is a very mature project. I think 2006 it was created. Maybe I don't know, but it's a very mature project, and it uses Jakarta EE, and then
Really?
yeah, and then the maintainers decided that they needed to create something more cloud native, more able to run on Kubernetes and on the cloud. And then they created Cogito, which is a fork from JBPM. It's a cloud native version of the JBPM. It was born like that, but today it's more than just a fork from JBPM. It also has it implements the serverless workflow specification, which is a specification for you to orchestrate event-driven applications. And this this part of implement this specification, the serverless workflow, is the one that I've been working since I joined Red Hat. It's my main focus today it's around the implementation of this specification.
Oh, it's very
Oh,
interesting.
yes.
Uh,
And and
Go ahead, go
and,
ahead.
and, what's the best difficulty to make these things? Like if you have a great difficulty to migration these things, or it's okay to make this.
To migrate from JBPM to Quarkus.
Yes.
I didn't participate from this because I joined it later. Uh, Cogito was created in 2019, I think, and I joined it 2021. So
Oh,
Cogito
okay. Okay.
already had 1 year and a half or 2 years. So I didn't saw that happen.
Okay, so we got a question from the audience. Marco is asking, "Hey Albert, how you maintain the consistency?" For me, it was a toughest part at some point. So how do you maintain your consistency?
Yeah, you have to make it important. This is something that needs to be important for you. You have to know why you are doing that. For instance, uh, you want to contribute to open source, for example, to join uh, a company that you dream about working on that, or you want to make more money, or you want to work on an international team, uh, and you need to know why you want to do those things and why it is important. Knowing that, you will find time, uh, because it's important. You will have to do that because it's more important than playing video games, or playing the
Yeah.
guitar, or something like that. And it's important to start small. For example, you can start spending 15 minutes a day, for example. If you dedicate 15 minutes a day every day, uh, you've been dedicated 7.5 hours after 1 month, and this is a lot. Yeah, right. So start small. Know why it is important. Uh, Make it easy for you. Find a time when it will be easier for you. For me, uh, what do I used to do? In the beginning, I was doing uh, after my working hours at night, uh, but it was being difficult because I was always tired. I, I I worked for 8 hours in my job, and then I would spend more time contributing to open source, and every day I was very tired, and that was not working for me. Then I decided to wake up earlier and contribute before uh, before working on my job. Then I started waking up 2 hours before my job, and I used to start working 8.5, and then I started working on uh, open source at 6.5. Then I could spend 2 hours or 1 hour and a half before my job, and at this time you are with full energy. Or at least I used to be at this way, and that worked for me. So it probably won't work for everyone, but what I think it is important and is you make it easier for you, and that's how I make it that's what I make it to to be consistent, is knowing what's important and making it easier, and start small. Start with 15 minutes, then you increase to 30 minutes, and go step by step, because dedicate 1 hour or 2 hours a day from 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 zero. It's a very big step. You probably won't keep the consistency, and after 1 or 2 weeks you will give up.
Yeah, it's a good tip. Yeah,
Yes.
sometimes we looks like most of the people always try to find out the solution, the results, find out the results, instead of to understand that the journey is the most important thing, because it's something I'm trying to focus on. I'm always trying to focus on a consistency. You need to contribute day by day. Doing little things is better than you did a hard work and suddenly you stop it because you are tired a lot. So doing little things every day. Once you figure out what you did, man, you work at the hard. You did a great
Yes.
work in several days. So it's very interesting to see that. And also, I'd like to experiment this tip from Elder, because also at night
Oh,
I'm so tired. So maybe I need
yes.
to change a little thing.
The best example, Max, the Weber say, it's this project, Coffee with Java. We realize every week a little contributions, and if we take now in the seat to verify the all contributions, we will make a lot things.
Yeah.
It,
So let me say hello to the guys in the chat. So hello, Mateos,
hello,
hello.
Matheus.
Yeah. Also, Marco said sounds great. Thank you, Albert. So Mark said thank you to Albert. We got another comment. Mateus Cruz said that today I'm contributing to RWS Spring Cloud, write some samples to use SQS. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing one. So feel free to talk to us. Maybe we could bring you to show up what you did. It's very interesting to see what you did. Okay. So also we got another one. It's a good start. Yes, yeah, yeah. Sometimes we want to do hard things like Elder did, do the hard contribution, but we also can get start from the easiest part. For example, documentation. Why not to get start from documentation? Actually, Albert recommended me last year to contribute with OpenShift. Am I right, Albert? And I was able to contribute with a little piece of documentation, and it was very nice because I was able to figure out how those things work, how documentation works. It's very interesting. So maybe it's go beyond the 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 skills of your language, for example, Java or any kind of thing. Maybe you learn more about soft skill. You need to talking to the people. You need to understand how those things work. You need to asking what I'm doing in a project. It's very as Elder said, you need to understand why you need to do something instead of to how to do this. Because how it's easier, because when we when we understand what we need to do, we can find out someone that will help us, that can help us. Am I right, Elber? I think it's the best, the easiest way. So, do you have some question? Oh, we got more someone that are joining us. Douglas also say hello, hello. We got
Hello.
hard people down here. Well, Do you have a question, Gabriel?
No, no, I don't have
No.
more
Okay,
question now.
so I'd like to ask Albert, if you, Albert, do you do you want to talk more about the initiatives that you are doing in social media in order to help people to contribute? Because I saw that you have been shared many issues, good first issues to the people in order to get started to contribute. And also, I must to thank you for your greatest API website that you got. I learned a lot from there. If you also, I recommend you guys to access there and figure out the most articles that Albert wrote on his site. So you learn a lot of things from there. And I'd like to ask you, Albert, if do you want to talk more about, if you want to screen share, feel free to do those things, because this area is our security area, so you can do anything that you want. Okay, feel
Okay.
free to do
Uh, yeah. When I was starting contributing, as I said, it was very hard in the beginning, and uh, it was all that I wanted when I was starting was someone that could send me tasks or help me. Oh, I need help on this. Can you help me? And ask me to help these people. And then now that I'm working full time as an open source engineer, I I have this tasks that is in my backlog, and uh, it is these tasks are not very priority tasks, and then I won't be able to pick them in a short term, and they are there. Then I decided to create this repository where I put those issues there so people can contribute. Uh,
Oh, amazing. If
mhm. You want to ask him?
Okay, if you want to share a screen, if you want to send the link as well, we could share on the chat. Don't worry.
Okay.
It's very interesting to realize, because why not to give opportunity to another people to get started to contribute. So it sometimes we always, I don't know, guys, if you I say guys, folks, when we get started to work with open source, we use a specific framework. For example, Quarkus. We using Quarkus and we love it as well. But when we figure out how many maintainers and contributors there are, usually be very different numbers. So why not to get start to contribute? So I think it's a good opportunity to improve yourself, improve your skills, improve your communication skills, your technical skills, because you could work with Helber, Helber Belmiro project. We could work with another greatest software engineers, and you could learn more about best approach, developer software approach. So you could learn many kind of things. I think it's amazing one. So feel free, Elder, to speak and to show up. Okay.
Yeah, I sent the link on the private chat. I'm not sure you saw.
Yeah, Gabriel already shared.
Okay.
Yes, I share it. Like here it's a little machine. You send me a thing, I share with guys.
Okay. The repository is this one. Issues I can help you with. Uh, Here I said how to contribute. You just need to open a PR with the fix and add me as a reviewer. Or if you prefer to validate your solution before sending the PR, you just send me a message telling me about your plans. I have a section with good first issues. For now, all those issues are done. There's no good first issues. And down here we have another issues. For example, that extension that I mentioned before, that is the extension I've been working, the Quarkus OpenAPI generator. We have a couple of issues here. We have one issue from Cogito and one from JBPM. And then if you click here, you'll be redirected to the issue itself, and then you can interact with me or send your PR. Very, very straightforward. But this, I think this is good for people that want to contribute and don't know where to start, because in the beginning you don't know how to start, right? As it happened to me, I was looking issue by issue, and I couldn't find anyone that I could contribute. So I think this helps people to give the first steps.
Oh, amazing! So I think that it will help a lot the people that wants to get started with, and let us know in the chat, people, if you want to get more information. So also, if you want to reach out, Helber, you are able to 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 contact you from his handle. I think you got Twitter. Am I right? Twitter, LinkedIn,
Yeah,
Mastodon. If I'm not wrong, all right. So feel free to to talking
if you
to Elder about that.
if you click on my name on GitHub, you will find uh, all my social media here. The Great API is my blog. At Helber Belmiro, my Twitter, and H Belmiro is my LinkedIn account. You'll find everything there. You'll find the projects that I contribute more regularly. If you want to become an open source contributor too, you have the link here from this repository, issues I can help you. Yeah, basically, it's that. I have another two repositories here. Also, that one is 100 Days of Java, which is a repository that it's an initiative that I started a few years ago, I think, already. Yeah, I started in 2012, maybe. And on this 100 Days of Java, I was doing small pieces of code every day. It was something for me to share content every day. I wanted to be consistent in sharing content, so that I started this. And here I have another repository of demos. This is tutorials or something that I need to study, and then I put there for future reference for me and for anyone that may be useful. So on my GitHub, you'll find all of this.
Oh, amazing! Oh, your 100 days of Java inspired me in my 99 days of Java, but I didn't complete it yet. I'm ashamed about that, but
Only
I
you,
need to get
in
it.
this live today, only you don't make this.
Yeah, Gabriel did it, but I need to complete this task. It is in my backlog. I need to end up. But of course, my format is very different. I used to record videos and do those things. It's most a lot of work to do. So that's the reason why I
Way-
didn't
It's
complete
way
Oh
it.
man.
harder than small snippets of code like I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Way
to
harder.
me, don't have it, you don't can say anything because I record the videos and I publish in my GitHub.
That,
You don't can
that is no
run about
excuse. That
this.
is no excuse. Am I right?
Yes,
That's the thing that you want me. Okay. Thank you, Gabriel. I will remember
I
that.
like
No,
you,
no,
Max.
no, that's okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. So I think that's amazing. That's amazing session. We could recognize more ways to get start to contribute. So I think we used to talk about Jakarta, NoSQL, and those like that in this session, but everything is related to open source. So I'm always open to listen from another open source projects, and and I get the time open to anyone that wants to share how to get started to contribute to open source, because open source changed my life, and I think that it can change your life as well. So why not to contribute? I'm not saying just for philosophy perspective, but I'm saying about professional perspective. If you think about the movement, for example, let me ask you, Elber. Elber, doing those things on open source, those things helped you to get a job in Red Hat.
Yeah, definitely. Uh, Red Hat,
So
all that Red Hat does is open source. So
yeah,
if you
so,
if you
so-
want if you want to work at Red Hat, start contributing to open source. It's the easier way for you to work at Red Hat, for example. But you don't need to if you want to work for Google or Amazon or Facebook or several companies, all these big companies have several has have open source projects. Like this guy from the chat, I don't remember, Marco, Mateus. Yeah,
I think it's Mateus.
Mateus is contributing to AWS cloud, Spring Cloud. Yeah, I'm not sure it's Amazon or Spring, but for sure for several big companies have open source projects. Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Twitter. You
No, it's
can.
very
It's a way for you starting to work with those people before they hire you. You know, and
yeah.
then when imagine they need a new person, they need to hire someone. Uh, what do you think they will do? They will look. They will open a role in on LinkedIn. I don't know, or will they look on their contributors to hire? What do you think what do you think they will do? They won't even open the the job role, and uh, they will talk to you and see if you want to work with them.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, you're right. So, probably they will find out a new contributor because, oh, this guy is involved to do the project. Why not talking to him and offer and giving him a offer? Why not? So
Yeah,
so
and
if
they
you want,
already know you. They interact with you. They know that you are capable of working on the project. Uh, they don't need to train you. They don't need to train a new person because you already a contributor. You don't need to any training. So
You are already a contributor, so you don't need to explain the basic steps to do that thing. Well, of course, it may you got a kind of onboard process, but it's very easier than bring someone that you don't know what the guys is capable to. So it's very interesting. And also we got a comment on the chat. Glayton are saying that I'd be, would it be interesting how to Cogito is using Spring Boot. So I don't know if there is a kind of integration between Cogito and the Spring Boot. I don't know if there is something about that. Do you know if there are some integration between that thing?
Yeah, Cogito creates an application based on BPMN in the beginning, and it can create a Quarkus application or a Spring application. It supports both.
Oh,
But
great.
but for serverless workflow, it's different. Serverless workflow, we focused only on Quarkus. It doesn't support Spring Boot. But if you want to use the BPMN engine, it works perfectly with both Quarkus or Spring Boot.
Oh, amazing! It's amazing. It's amazing. So, Glayton, if you want to know more about that, take a look on the documentation. It's the best piece of the code that you can learn more, and maybe talking to you, reach out to you maybe in the future. Am I right, Helber?
Yeah, sure. And
Okay, great.
the documentation is the easiest way for you to start. And one of the every project is with the documentation out of date. You always find a broken link or a typo or something that you can fix. And also documentation is great for people that are starting, for juniors, because you will, if you are starting, you need to study, and the documentation is the best place for you to study. So study documentation, you'll find mistakes in the documentation, then you can fix. And then after you fix a lot, you start uh, understand the project, then you start contributing with code, and then you improve, and then you gain experience without even having a job. Imagine if you don't have you didn't get your first job, but you're already a contributor for Spring, for example. Imagine you you applying for a job, for your first job, and tell that you are a contributor from a Spring contributor. You already have a lot of experience without even having a job.
Yeah, you're right. So also Glayton has said that I that you I'd like to apply Quarkus in the Spring. I think you could use the interface of Spring to implement Quarkus. Am I right? Quarkus implements some interface of Spring. Am I right?
Yeah, you can use Spring. Quarkus implements the APIs of Spring.
APIs from Spring.
If
Yeah,
you
right.
know
Oh,
if
okay.
you know Spring, you can use Quarkus. You can use the same APIs in Quarkus because it will understand it. It implements the APIs.
Yeah, great. So Glayton, it's a good opportunity to you to use your Spring skills, your Spring knowledge, and trying to work with Quarkus, maybe to figure out how those things work and make this connection with JBPM in easiest way. Am I right? Because that thing was Cogito was created to support to give more support to Quarkus. Am I right? So it's a good opportunity. So it's amazing. Well, we forgot to talk about our last contributions, Gabriel. We got to start to talk with Albert. We forgot to to do our weekly review, our contributions reviews that we did. So let me share my screen. Albert is our guest and could criticize in a good way our contributions. I will share my screen. So hold on, let me do that because I didn't do this. Hold on. Um, I will share my screen by now. We cannot forget that. Okay, it's very interesting to realize that Quarkus is a microprofile implementation as well. Am I right,
Yeah,
Albert? It's very interesting one. And microprofile is a range of specification of Jakarta specification. Am I right? So it's a little pieces of Jakarta. Is a very interesting to realize, but let me go to our JNoSQL project and hey, hold on. I think that Eclipse, because we used to contribute with Eclipse JNoSQL. Eclipse JNoSQL is an implementation of Jakarta NoSQL specification. So all right, so it's very interesting. I hope, guys, that in the next sessions I will try to give more information about those that schema, that the schema clarification, because sometimes the people are asking me, "Oh, Max, are you contributing with a Jakarta NoSQL specification?" So by now I'm just contributing with Eclipse JNoSQL implementation. There is a specific piece that we need to understand how those things work. As microprofile is a range of the specification that is focused on microservices implementation. Am I right? Am I right, Helber? Just correct me if I'm doing something wrong. But
yeah.
we got some implementations of microprofile, and Quarkus is a one implementation. Am I right? So just let me know if I'm doing something wrong.
No, no,
So
it works.
okay, great. So we got an issue right here that we are working on. So we are updating some projects, some sample codes of that implementation. So we did some contributions, and the latest one that we did, it was it is this one. So we can see that it was measured. It was done. So we could open the PR and we can see what happened since that we opened the PR. So we can see that Otavio have been approved, and we can see what we changed in the code. So we just replace the dependencies. So it was the main goal of the task, that is to use the new dependence. And also we have been changed the package importing package declaration in a specific class file. So by now we got some modules updated to use the new JNoSQL database implementations regarding the snapshot version. Actually, it's a kind of work that we need to do. So I think that it was the only change the only contribution that we did. Am I right, Gabriel? Just let me know if I'm missing something. I think that's all. Okay, I don't know if Gabriel is listening me. But that's okay. I'm talking a lot. So let me close. Oh, are you muted? Are you muted? I cannot listen you. No, I can listen you. Well, I don't drop it here. Don't judge me.
it's just an excuse. He was bored
Yeah,
and
You
I
hear
can
me now?
bye. I can work.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I was speak a lot here, and I say many things, and oh my gosh, Max don't hear me, Albert don't hear me, and now I discovered it my microphone not working, and now it's working well. And yes, Max, we don't have another things because this week is very quiet. Because in the Monday, we make the last week review,
Oh,
and
really? Yeah, yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
and then Wednesday we realize the contribution. Today we have a great guest with us, and we don't
Yeah.
make the contribution.
We are fixing our calendar because we forgot to do the Rick review on the last Monday, and
Yes,
that's the reason why we did this thing in the Monday. So okay, we are in good shape by now. Albert is a guest that are watching us doing those things, but we're not ashamed because we are learning together. So feel free, guys, to talking to us to learn more about how to contribute to open source. So let me close my window, and I think that you are able right now to see the handles, so you can see the Albert handles, my handle, Twitter handle, and what
and
is
my
your
handle
handle?
my
Your Twitter
handle
handle.
entry the space. I put again.
Oh God. Well, we need to run away because we our time
Oh,
is over. Our time is over. I
all
think
right.
Albert's wife should be anger, so I don't want to get problem with her. I don't want to let Albert get problems. I also needs to get it out. So I don't know, guys, if you want to say something in the chat, I will give you 10 seconds. So let me see. So let me ask you again to Albert. Albert, do you want to share more tips or maybe speaking
No,
something more to the people? Are you good?
just say thank you to you guys for inviting me. It was a pleasure to be here. It was an honor. So, and congratulations for the work you've been doing, spreading the open source to everyone. It's a great way to grow your career with open source, and the work you've been doing will will help a lot of people to to give the next step on their careers.
Oh, it's a honor to listen that thing from guy like you. I'm as I said, your initiative about 100 Java days, it's changed my life as well. I used to contribute based on your initiative. So I hope this session inspires you in the audience to get started to contribute, to get started to share your knowledge, because when you are share, we learn it to time. So I think that's is very interesting thing that we need to focus on. Gabriel, say the last words.
Yes, thanks Albert to accept the invite and participate this live with us. I am feeling so glad with this. And guys, the Monday we don't make it live because it's this is a how can I say then day like it's a work. How can I say in English? Trabalhador
It's a
work it.
holiday. It's a work
It's a
holiday.
international holiday, and we return with the live in the Wednesday. I'm correctly, Max?
Yeah, well, I will be in a web summit conference down here in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So
Oh, it's
I
real.
will be there. My company is exposing themselves there, and so I will need to be there. But let's try to do something next week. But anyway, we will get it. We get over
It's
to
better. We
continue.
notify
Yeah,
you and the
consistency. Don't forget it. Okay, guys.
okay, guys.
See you. See you next
See you
time. Bye bye,
guys.
Elder.
Thanks,
Thanks a
Robert.
lot,
Bye
man.
bye.
It's a pleasure.
Bye.
Bye bye.